Being rejected in dating is inevitable, and that's because we're not everyone's cup of tea. However, knowing that doesn't make it any easier. So in this video, I want to get practical on how to deal with disappointment and rejection when it comes to dating. Everyone, welcome back. I'm Renee Slansky, a professional dating and relationship coach, and today I'm giving you another video for Flirtini, the dating app that you can download with the link in the bio down below. So if you're someone who is in the dating game, then chances are there have been a few times that it hasn't gone the way that you thought it was going to go in your head. Maybe you've been on a couple of dates with someone and at the end they decided they didn't want to continue to build something with you. Or perhaps you're finding yourself constantly being rejected and disappointed throughout the process of trying to find someone. Let's talk about what to do with that. I'm going to give you some really practical tips, but before I do that, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and drop a thanks Renee down below if this video is helping you. Okay, the first thing to do is this. You have to be able to set realistic expectations. Here's the thing. If you have this idea in your head of how you think it is going to go and what you actually have engaged in, whether it's the person or the standards that you're setting, don't actually match up to what your expectation is going to be, well then it's going to fall short every single time. So we need to make sure that before we actually go out there and date, we have a general idea of what it is that we should be looking for and aiming for when it comes to meeting someone. For example, if you think that every single date that you're going to go on is going to be amazing, I can tell you right now that is an unrealistic expectation. However, a realistic expectation would be, okay, I'm going to go on this date and I hope based off the conversation that I've been having with this person that at least we will connect on some level. Now, this isn't about lowering your expectations to just the basics. This is about making them realistic so that you can give yourself an opportunity to stay in the present instead of being carried away with this idea of how you want it to go and then finding out that it isn't able to get there. Number 2, see rejection as feedback, not failure. Rejection is obviously something that can really wound us and set us back when it comes to our confidence or even wanting to get back out there and try again. And especially if you're someone who has been constantly rejected over and over again, then chances are you're probably doing something wrong or you're dating the wrong person. So instead of taking that rejection and disappointment so personal, use it as an opportunity to grow. You haven't failed in love. You haven't failed in dating. What you've done is you've actually given yourself an opportunity without realizing it or probably without meaning to work out, what do I need to do different here? Feedback is what helps you be able to readjust your expectations, your standards, maybe even learn more about yourself and about dating and love in the process so that you can actually start to move forward. Rejection can actually be a really good thing, even though it can be disguised as something painful, because it's in those moments of being uncomfortable that we're actually forced to reassess everything and then see what it is that we have to do in order to be able to make sure we don't keep experiencing it again and again. Brings me to point number 3, adjust your perspective. If you are going to see every single dating failure or dating horror story or, relationship that didn't work out as a mark or a cross against who you are as a person, then what you're going to do is you're going to be constantly self-sabotaging without even realizing it, and you'll probably end up blocking your emotions and blocking your heart. So when the right person does come along, you won't be open to be able to receive it. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that you don't see this rejection or this failure as something that is going to hinder you from finding love. Instead, see it as, yes, I'm actually one step closer to being able to find the love of my life because I have just eliminated a possibility of someone who I was interested in. If you were in a 3-month relationship or you've been on a couple of dates and it hasn't really worked out and you're disappointed because you really liked the person, don't stress out. The truth is what is 3 months of bad dating as opposed to having a lifetime with the right person? Your perspective is everything when it comes to staying positive in the dating game. Okay, number 4, ask questions from the person that you're dating or even from the people around you to understand a little bit more about why it happened. When somebody rejects us, we usually just close off and we get on the defensive, we don't want to talk to them, or we get angry at them, which is pretty normal human reaction. However, if we're actually able to reach out and say, hey, I'm just wondering why you didn't want to keep seeing me, or I'm wondering why you didn't feel a connection anymore. Was it something I said, or did I do something wrong? It gives you, again, another opportunity to learn more about the person that you're dating or dated, and also yourself. Now, it's not always about you doing something wrong. Sometimes what we do is we date somebody and we realize that they're just not the right person for us. Either they're not emotionally available, they're not on the same page, there's no attraction there, or at the end of the day, they're just not the type for you. You know, this is about really asking without necessarily feeling that you have to dissect the whole entire process or dissect yourself to find what is wrong with you. What you're instead wanting to do is simply ask a couple of casual questions of why they didn't work out or why they didn't want to see you anymore, so you can have a general idea and probably a little bit of closure as well. And lastly, number 5, super important, take time and space to heal. Now, whether you've been on just one date with that person and it didn't work out and you feel hurt by it, don't be afraid to take a little bit of time, whether it's a week or 2 weeks off dating, to just recuperate, refill your own cup, and get over that date. Sometimes people who just go on small dates or have micro relationships can be just as hurt as people who have been in long-term relationships. So if you feel that you need time to grieve a little, time to lick your wounds, maybe time to rebuild your confidence and heal your heart a little bit, then do that. I promise you, by delaying dating for a little bit, it will help set you up better to make the right choice of who to date next, so that you don't constantly have this history of rejection after disappointment after rejection. Well, guys and girls, I hope that this video has helped you. Let me know if it has by dropping in the comments down below what was one thing that you found really helped you to be able to move forward once you were rejected. And don't forget, of course, to check out our app Flirtini. I have linked it in the comment on the bio down below. It is an amazing app if you're wanting to get out there and just connect, maybe even build friendships, or of course, find something really special. I'm Renee Slansky, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.